It's great to see you. Happy Monday. Oh, what a nice kitty. Anyway, the spirituality of mistakes. The spirituality of mistakes. The only way we humans learn anything is through experience. We can read all the books in the world. We can get all the great counsel. We can hire all the best teachers, get all the best coaches. But as we well know, or should realize or remember from time to time, the only way that we learn anything is through experience. And of course, that means making mistakes. I think nature is very smart how it teaches us many very important things when we're very young. And it's the time of life when we're not so unhappy with making mistakes. In other words, if nature tried to teach us to walk when we're, say, 30, then we'd get up and fall once and say, nah, that's okay, I'll just crawl. But when we're little, it's like we're willing to make a million mistakes in a million different things. And we're so pliable and receptive. Our brains are so open, they haven't petrified into the patterns that tend to congeal, especially, as we get 8, 9, 10 years old. And then, by the time we're 20 years old, we're basically cooked. We've learned everything we've needed to learn. We're out of school, out into the world we go. But chances are, if you're a meditator and you're watching something like this, you're very much interested in learning, incorporating and employing new skills, fresh new ideas. And meditation, one great benefit of meditation is that it keeps our mind soft and pliable. It keeps our neuronal connections available and open, because science has discovered very much in the last 20, 30 years the extraordinary principle of neuroplasticity, the ability of our brain to always be making really powerful, dynamic, new connections if we're willing, or if there's a great need to do so. The reality of neuroplasticity was in many cases discovered by brain injury victims who then demonstrated a positively unbelievable capacity to pick up new things. So if we're going to learn new things, we got to be willing to make mistakes. One thing I'm noticing in my life right now is that, I've taken on this crazy idea of learning 4 musical instruments starting at age 65. And when I get done with an average day that now includes probably 3 to 6 hours of practice on these instruments, by the end of the day, I've made countless mistakes. I mean, so many mistakes, it seems to be infinite. Just a zillion mistakes on the piano, 1,000 mistakes on the guitar, innumerable mistakes on the drum, mistake, 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 mistake. But my brain is picking up something slowly, slowly. Patterns are assimilating into our minds, and we can all do this. And so I think it's incumbent upon us to always be challenging ourselves. But as I said at the start, we can reach a point in life where we're satisfied with what we know so far, and that will take us conceivably to the rest of our lives. It might lead to sort of a long downhill slide into sameness and predictability. I guess the great example of this, and I'll close with this, is the story of the prodigal son. I think you know it. I don't have to go into a great deal of detail, but isn't the prodigal son clearly the one who goes out and makes about every possible mistake, really bad mistakes, and then ends up in the lowest level of existence, having made every single mistake? And yet all those mistakes gave a great deal of experience and also led to this internal sense of, I have more to learn. There's somewhere I can go. There's an uplift available for me. So in the scripture, the religious language is, I shall arise and go into my Father. Modern language might say, I'm trapped in the endless patterns of my own unremitting stupidity, I think I'll arise to my higher self and head in that direction. And of course, for every step we take, God comes rushing out to get us. But upon returning back home, the prodigal son sees his older brother, and the older brother is not happy because he didn't leave. He didn't go out and make a bunch of mistakes. But the one thing he didn't learn is he didn't learn through experience. And he certainly didn't learn humility and compassion, because all he did was complain to the father, why is the son who made all these mistakes, why is he getting the party and I'm not? So if you've made some mistakes in your life, especially big, juicy, catastrophic ones, congratulations. You've learned through experience, and there is no other way to learn. And as we remember that, we can cut ourselves a little slack. And should we ever make a mistake in the future, God forbid, if all of our learning is not perfect and uneventful, then when we do make mistakes, we can just say, golly, there's some wonderful experience. And from that, I shall come up higher. Anyway, this will be a fertile topic to talk about this week, and we'll see you tomorrow.